the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire. I trained my luck to know why he's coming.
Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different than usual. As you all may know, throughout the last year of 2015, I was kind of trying to find a balance of what type of content I want to be making, and I've decided to just kind of scrap the whole over-obsessiveness with thinking about it and just create what's kind of relative to what's going on in my life at the time. So sometimes there's going to be more sit-down videos, other times there's going to be more cut and dry videos, but all I guess I'm trying to sum up here is that there's going to be just a whole whack of awesomeness on this channel, and I guess with that it'll eventually find its own kind of theme. Yeah, I guess I really didn't need to ramble on and tell you guys that, but I like keeping you guys updated just where I'm at life-wise and video-wise and like YouTube and work-wise and all of that fun stuff. So I'm gonna stop rambling now because I am just gonna jump ahead to the video. So as you guys know, I've talked about my depression and anxiety a lot before, and one of the things that often pops up a lot is if I have seasonal affective disorder, kind of falling into like a depressive state or a rut in the like slower winter months, and then as the weather starts to get better, so does your mood. Now, I've never been fully diagnosed with that. I have been diagnosed with both anxiety and depression, so I'm not sure if that's what it is, because I would definitely say my mood or my depression gets a lot worse in the winter months, but that said, I've had it happen to me in the summer too, so I'm not sure if that's what I have. But either way, I thought it would be a good idea to do this video where it talks about how to get through the winter blues, because even if you suffer from depression, or even if you have seasonal affective disorder, or even if you don't have either, and sometimes the winter can just get really dull and very gray, today I'm going to give you guys like 8 tips that are going to help push you through the winter time and get ready for the spring and summer. And I feel like this is a good video to go out for January, because I feel like January is definitely the most almost kind of down month, I would say, from my own personal experience. I feel like there's no, like, the holidays are over and we're right in the smack dab middle or start of winter really, and I feel like this is the month where we most need to be like picking up our spirits and trying to get happy and excited for what's all to come in 2016. So now that all of that is said, let's jump in. So first and foremost, daylight is your best friend. One of the first things I like to do in the morning is open up my blinds, and even though I wake up before the sun, it can be a little bit dark and depressing, but with time the sun does come up and I like my blinds open, my curtains open, whatever it is. I want to get as much daylight as humanly possible, and if you live somewhere that doesn't get a lot of daylight, there are actual sun lamps you can get and you can shine them on you, especially in the morning time, and it helps you wake up. It's so good for your mood, it's good for boosting your serotonin levels and making you feel more bright and happy. Open up your blinds, open up your curtains. If there's like a sunspot in your house at all, have your morning coffee there. Or like I said, if you can't really do that, try looking into artificial lamps that you can get. And this next one's going to be very obvious, and I know I say it all the time, but exercise. And you don't have to do the typical go to the gym exercise if that's not the type of like thing you're into. I mean, this is the perfect time of year to start signing up for things like yoga classes, or if you like Zumba, or if you want to do cycling, or even if you don't want to necessarily leave your house, which it's best to, take it from me, if you can sign up for something that causes you to leave your house, the more you're leaving the better. But if you are someone that prefers to work out from home, then you should check into things like the Kalyn Nicholson BBG workout. That is something that I recently downloaded, and then I got a medicine ball and some free weights for home, and they take me about 25 minutes and then your workout's done. The thing about working out, especially in the wintertime, is it gets the oxygen flowing in your blood, it boosts your serotonin levels, it's going to make you feel good and feel a lot better. And obviously during the winter months, a lot of us tend to actually, you know, kind of skip out on the diet, start eating a little bit more hearty foods, and kind of skipping out on exercise. So it's really easy to fall into more unhealthy habits in the wintertime. So finding even just like 20 minutes of exercise that you can do, there's yoga videos you could watch on YouTube. It's free, you don't even have to pay for anything. You don't have to go out and buy an expensive mat, you don't have to go out and get equipment or anything. Just find exercise that's going to work for you. And bonus points is that you might have a six-pack by the time summer rolls around. So next, and I have found this to be one of the most helpful things lately in kind of bringing me out of the little rut that I have been in, and it is asking myself, what am I listening to? So that might sound funny, but a lot of the time you might not realize that all the things that we're absorbing and soaking in every day really do affect us on a more emotional level than you might know. So if you're listening to really dark music in the wintertime, and take it from me, if you've listened to my 8 tracks playlist at all, you'll know that they've been very kind of dark or kind of like whimsical indie type music, and as much as I love that music, the more I listen to it, the more I find I get into that dark, whimsical type of mood. So you have to ask yourself, what are you listening to? You don't have to cut the bad music or the rap music or the whatever you like to listen to that's a little bit more like hardcore or dark. All you have to do is just kind of sometimes maybe swap it out for a little bit more of an upbeat song, or better yet, like a positive audiobook. During the day I try and keep it a little bit more happy with audiobooks or just like country music or more pop or whatever it is that kind of doesn't bring me down on that level, if you know what I mean. So maybe nobody's relating to this at all, but it does affect me very, 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 very easily. So this next one might be a little bit hard for everybody, but there is an alternative, and that is to plan a vacation. And if you can, try and plan one in the winter. Try and get down south if you can. Get some sun, get some beach, get some vitamin D on your skin and some sand in your hair. But if you can't, which I know a lot of people can't, you can always plan like a little getaway close to you. You could go, like for me, I like to go up to Toronto. It's really close to where I live. Or even if you can't do that, plan a staycation. And that's actually really easy to do. You plan something that's going to be right at home or maybe at a friend's house. You could do it with your boyfriend, your husband, your best friend, your sister, your mom, whoever it is. Grab a bunch of movies or like feet soakers or whatever it is that you plan on doing, board game, something that's going to grab you and someone close to you, or maybe even more than one person, and have like a mini getaway but at home. And this is something that's affordable and you don't have to take time off work or school or whatever it is that you're doing. So if you can't go on a vacation or have that vacation planned even in like the springtime to look forward to, then plan yourself a staycation. And doing things like this, they're going to keep you like excited for like the night that's coming or the weekend that you have planned or whatever it is. It's going to get you excited and pumped about it. And even if you're just doing a staycation, it really does affect your mood, spending quality time with the people close to you. So I highly, highly recommend doing something like that. Plan something fun and then you have something to look forward to. So as for my next tip, though it is the winter time, I am challenging you guys to go outside. This year I've been trying to challenge myself to get out more, even if it's just taking Bentley for a walk. Do something outside, even if it's just a 5-minute brisk walk around the block. Bundle yourself up, throw some tunes in, or grab a hot chocolate or a tea and just go for a little walk. Getting that fresh air, even in the winter time, and you know, like walking around and whatever, and pretending that, you know, it isn't negative 40 degrees Celsius outside. It will affect your mood just getting outside. And if you can, try and get outside within the first 2 hours of waking up. It's really going to refreshen that like sluggish feeling that you have. So if you can, within the first 2 hours of waking up, even if you just go outside, walk to your car and walk back, do something. Just get outside and just breathe a couple fresh gulps of air and then go back in and put your slippers back on. So this next tip is something that I actually have done since I've been back from Florida, and this is to surround yourself with brighter colors. Our brains are instantly affected by the things that we take in all the time, and that includes the things that you're seeing. So if your house is very dark and gloomy, odds are a lot of the time you're gonna have a bit of a dark and gloomy feel. So if you can, change everything around you to more brighter colors. I also just like changed my phone background to being something a little bit more bright and fun and just things like that. I've been changing a lot of the things around my room, and it makes me feel a little bit more like bright and colorful in like the dark winter months. It's one of the easiest tips you can do if you take one from all of this. So start wearing a little bit more brighter colors, or you know, put your phone background into something a bit brighter, or put a nice bright blanket on your couch or something that brings in a little bit more brightness and a little bit more color. So this next tip is my favorite because I am all for taking up projects, and it is to pick yourself a winter project. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. This could be anything from purging your closet to, you know, setting like a fitness goal for the end of the winter. Like whatever it is that you want to do, give yourself a project to do in the winter time. So this is going to keep your brain occupied. It's going to keep you kind of set on something, and it's going to make you feel accomplished when you do finish it. So if you're looking a little bit more long term, maybe you want to learn to do a certain pose in yoga, or if you're looking for something to just do this weekend to make you feel better, purge your closet, clean your room, paint your house, paint your room, change around your entire room. That's something I actually did when I got back from Florida, is I wanted like a new vibe or a new feel for the new year. So I changed around my room and I instantly felt so much better. There's something about waking up and having like a different environment around you, even though you're in the same room. Little things like that really do affect your mood. Something you want to do, something you want to accomplish over the winter months. It can be short term, it can be long term. It's going to keep your brain occupied, it's going to keep you busy, and it's going to make you feel good and accomplished, and like you're narrowing in on something, and that's what you're focusing on. You're not focusing on how long it's going to be before you can hit the beach. You're focusing on how you're going to get this winter winter project done, I think we can turn Netflix off for like an hour or two to, you know, work on something if we want. Or you can keep on watching Netflix because I'm not going to judge you. And then my last and final tip is to get cozy. Make your environment around you, you know, welcoming and warm, and kind of try to embrace winter as best as you can. If the whole time that you're doing any of the tips before, your constant forefront thought is I hate winter, you're just never really going to feel better. So try and do all these tips, but at the same time get cozy and get comfortable with winter. It might not be everybody's favorite season, but if you go out, splurge on a nice book or a nice blanket or something that's going to make you feel happy for the winter time, cozy up, put on your slippers, put Friends on TV, and just, you know what, enjoy the winter while it's still here. That is one thing I've specifically done this year, is really tried to embrace winter for what it is. And though going to Florida and coming back did not help, prior to going to Florida, I was really excited for the snow. I was really excited for the winter time and how beautiful it is. And one of the things I'm trying to change just in myself as a person is I want to start seeing the better in things and trying to look at the positive out of everything. So if you can, get cozy and get comfortable and try and see the positive things about winter. Or, you know, you can just cozy on up and keep on watching my videos, because I am totally okay with that too. So I hope you guys enjoyed these little tips on getting through the winter blues. Be sure to check out the playlist that I talked about in this video. I will leave a link to it down below. Also, while I have you guys here, I want to ask you guys really quickly if there's any other topics or things you guys want me to cover in the upcoming videos for January and February. Leave any requests down below, and I will see all of you guys in a future video. Bye guys!
Before you came round, my heart would never beat much faster. Before you came